Welcome to Pentelectual Conversations. You've just stepped into a space where the mind meets the soul. A place where poetry and conversation collab to form a silky, smooth vibe that flows like smooth jazz. Dope poetry, deep dialogue, and unapologetically real energy. So pour your favorite drink, light one up if that's your rhythm, and let the world outside melt away. So sit back, relax, and let's get into tonight's hot topic.
Good evening, family. Welcome to another episode of the Pentelectual Conversations, the space where dope poetry, deep dialogue, and unapologetically real energy live and breathe. I am your host, Paul Cram the Poet, and tonight we are about to be blessed by a powerhouse with a pen who just happens to be my best motherfucking friend. She is a storyteller, truth teller, a healer with words. Dara Kalima, also known as the community poet, calls the Bronx, New York her home, and she carries their energy everywhere she goes. Through her poetry, she explores the love, equity, and healing, pulling from her own lived experiences and sharp personal observations. Her talent has taken her internationally and even off Broadway. She's not just a performer. She's an educator, leading workshops that range from Poetry 101 to advanced writing and performances techniques, shaping voices everywhere she goes. And when she's not on stage, she's in my inbox, and we running it. And we talking about everything that keeps me sane. But also, when she's not on stage, you can catch her at workshops. You can probably catch her wandering the streets of New York City, soaking in the sights, sounds, and smells, searching for that spark that will become her next poem. She has authored 5 books, including Still Laughing, and her newly released work, Is It Abnormal to Ban Poetry? Her words have graced the pages of Great Weather for Media, Rigorous, The Amistad, African Voices magazine, and many, many more. You can connect with her at darakalima.com or follow her on Blue Sky and Instagram at Dara Kalima. But right now, she's here with us. So do me a favor. Snap it up, clap it up, shake your keys, light your blunts, whatever you need to do. Bring all of that love for the incredible, the incomparable Dara Kalima. What's good, baby?
Hey, bestie. I was sitting here laughing, talking about I'm in your inbox.
Yeah, man. I don't care how dark the day may be for me. I know if I hit her up, it's over. Like, she gonna make sure I'm good. So how are you feeling?
Oh, today's been a whirlwind, but I'm so hyped about this moment. So I don't care about everything else.
You know what? I like that PC can do that for you. You know you part of the team anyway, so you already know what it was gonna be like. But
True, but still,
all right. So let's go ahead and get a few things, a few questions up in here, so people can get to know you.
Okay.
So the first question I want to ask you is, when did poetry first sneak into your life?
Elementary school. My teacher, I guess I feel like it was Miss Goodman, but Miss Goodman wasn't really my teacher. So, but I think it was her. I think she substituted or something, because I know poetry and Miss Goodman sort of equaled each other. And I didn't really have her. Oh, she was evil in 3rd grade. So she was around. Either way, she wasn't my 3rd grade teacher, but she substituted one day. Either way, poetry landed then. I wrote all the bad poetry, the roses are red, violets are blue level. Because kids today have us to look to, so they have a better starting point. I was on some juvenile stuff, but it was the beginning. And then when I got 16, I discovered I had a half brother that no one had told me about. I also was having one of those teenage midlife crisis, because I was, your friendships start changing. I didn't know what to do with it. So I wrote my only one song at that point that I just put in my book like a poem instead. So that's when it started. And then when I lost my sister, it was both my lifeline and my journey back to understanding.
Yeah, poetry has that tendency of being sneaky, man. Like it snuck up on me in the 6th grade. Like I didn't know I liked poetry. I didn't even know what poetry was besides roses are red, violets are blue, or the occasional nursery rhyme. It took my mama to point it out to me and was like,
Mm.
I like this shit. Like this.
Mm. But it's like once you have poetry in your life, you can't really leave it. Like I know people who have tried to leave it, but they still read it. Like so they may not be writing it, but then they're consuming it, or you leave it and then you come back. Because I've had like at least 3 different episodes of time in which I was performing and then I stopped. But like since 2015, I have not stopped performing.
So all right, so I'm glad you brought up performance because I really want to know. Like, what made you finally say, you know what, I'm gonna try this stage thing versus I'm gonna keep my feelings in this notebook?
Deaf Poetry Jam on Broadway.
Okay, speak on it.
I was already performing little things at school. I was writing some dope things here and there in college. But I had been on back then, there was this website called College Club. It was like the precursor to all the social medias we have now. And I was in the whole poetry scene. Someone even stole my stuff.
Yeah.
And as much as you don't see me clap back in real life, if you read the emails that I wrote in response to this chick, and when I read them again years later, I was like, oh, I like her. I need to go find her again. So either way, me and my friend are both in New York. We became friends because of College Club. And she was like, oh, let's go to the Nuyorican. So we used to hang out on the Nuyorican. Except for the lines were long. I was always up in the balcony in the rafters looking over, trying to see something. So like one of my first times there, there was the slam on Friday, but then there was an open mic after the slam. So that was my first performance at the Nuyorican. And once I did that, I was like, oh, I'm not made for this life. Stop. I was like, I'm not doing what these people are doing. What? And so I walked away for a little bit, but then my friend opened up an open mic place. And so like a few years later, so I started doing it for him because I'm supporting him, but I'm also getting my craft up. This is exactly when I lose my sister. So I'm like really in the writing, putting everything on the page. I even wrote an epic 7-minute poem. And I did all of that. And then I got injured at that venue. And that was like, cool, done again. Because that was my place where I was starting. And so as I was building momentum, I get hurt. Cool, got the note. And then like 2009, 2010, I found Urban Erotica. And because of Urban Erotica, and I wasn't even performing just yet when I first went, I went to support my friend who was a burlesque dancer. And then I met this guy while I was sitting there, and he started bringing me to Brooklyn to do his shows because his family had a cafe. And so I would go to Brooklyn and perform for him. There's like early videos that you find me in under my other name or like in that cafe back in the day when my locks were just like sticking out and they weren't laying down yet. But then like I also was hanging around Urban Erotica. So I became a closet erotic because that's the name used through Urban Erotica. Urban Erotica is an experience. If you've never experienced it, I'm sorry, but it is an experience. And so I was in the infatuation stage because I was still very new to the craft. But then I got feedback that I wasn't ready for it. And so I stopped again. Even though I had an epic performance with them, I pulled back after that one piece of feedback because I wasn't ready. And then I wrote the first book, and I was like, oh, people don't know me. I gotta be in these streets for people to buy the book. And I never stopped. I never stopped writing books. I never stopped performing.
So would you say that you like read your poems differently in your head than when you perform them out loud?
Not really. When I am performing, I do stop reading it like a writer. After a while, when I'm writing it, I'm reading it to see if it's working, and I'm performing it a little bit either in my head or on paper to like edit it and make sure we good. But when I'm performing, then it's not my work. Now it's a script, and now I got to figure out what the script demands of me. So like I may read the poem that I wrote after you, and if I do, you'll see that like I keep editing how I perform it because every time I read it, I was like, oh, I could play over here, or I could play over there, or I could do this other thing. What are the words telling me? So at that point, I'm just in a different zone.
That's funny that you said something about tweaking forever because I actually had a question about that
Did you
because
say
I
tweaking
said,
forever? Oh, I went on the wrong tweaking. My bad. Sorry. Continue.
wow. Like, no, 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 no. We
Sir, I'm tired.
no. You had a long day, man.
I did. People made me cry twice today. First, my friend, now the therapist. It was a lot today. So yeah, I'm sorry. Continue what you were saying.
It's all good, you know. You was tweaking. It's okay. A third definition of the word. But all right, but I wanted to ask because I've noticed. All right, so I wrote this piece recently, and it's like 7 fucking minutes long, and I found a way earlier today. I actually found a way to break the piece up so it's like a part 1 and a part 2.
I knew you were gonna do it. I didn't tell you to do it, but I knew that's what was gonna have to happen.
You know what? And I'm not gonna lie, I like it. I like the part 1. I like the part 2. But I sent the full piece to a poet that I truly respect. Walking Erotica, shout out Walking Erotica. But I sent it to him a minute ago. All right.
Wait. So that drip it smells good, right? Mm-hmm. Sorry, continue.
So I didn't hear anything from him. So I was like, oh shit, I must have got the approval. Shit must have been dope. Got a message today. And when I say he took my piece and he went there line by line to let me know how things were, and it's like, I need that. You know, like I need that. So that's why I never ever feel like a poem is done because it can always be tweaked. So are you the type who would tweak your pieces forever, or do you finally get to the point where this boy say fairy thoughts and honeycomb? And I didn't even mean to call you boy, bro. My bad, but damn.
What else should you expect?
Man, can't expect nothing else, man. But do you have a completion point for your pieces, or is it like I'm done for now?
Kind of both. Like when I write it, I edit on the spot. So I don't just write it and I'm done. And I don't mean I just edit like in the moment to make it done. I'm actually using some of the editing techniques that I would use if I came back to it later. So I'm like, how many words can I get rid of? How do I make this flow better? Is there another word I can edit? I can throw in, right? So I'm already doing some editing techniques that you will use later on. But I'm using it like now. But I also tend to my brain. I also tend to stop then, and then when I get to it for performance, then I'm re-editing it. Because performance opens and enlightens other things. Like if I keep stumbling on a word, it was great when I did it originally, but now I'm stumbling on this word, then there's something wrong with this word, or there's something wrong with the rhythm into this word. So I got to go fix that. So it's all about like, when is it needed to be edited? And then when I'm printing, I'm big on like poetry being an auditory, literary, and visual art. So I will keep modifying how it looks when I'm going for page. I will play with like space and font and sizing and whatever I can do, indentations, all of that. Bolding, I don't really do bolding a lot. It looks a little amateurish, but I do use it when it's really necessary. So I do those things when I'm ready to get it for page. And I may still cut some more words out because it's still too many words. Like I think every poet overwrites. So as I hit different benchmarks of the use of the poem, I will edit accordingly. But I don't sit there editing it forever. You would never get to the next poem.
Shit, you know what? That might be my problem because I will go back and like I'll write a piece and I'll spit the piece to myself and be like, damn, I love the way that shit goes. I love the way it's flowing. Everything is cool. And then I'll go to sleep, and then the next day I forget how the fuck I read it the first time, and it don't sound right anymore. So now I'm tweaking words and shit. It's like, damn, man. Like, so I didn't know everybody else deals with that.
Editing is important, right? Editing is important, but here's the problem: you can over edit it until the point that you lose what you were doing as well. And so there's a fine line. Like, I used to be a purist. When I said I was done, and I wasn't editing it anymore. That's not exactly true anymore, but it is also like, but I said it was done then because it was in the essence of whatever I was feeling, what I was emoting, what I was trying to say. So it was perfect for that moment. But later on, I may go and fix it a little bit, tweak it. Yeah. Or even just, typos. I don't claim to know how to spell everything. My friend told me the more degrees you have, the more you can mess up the English language. So I'm going to destroy the English language with my 3 degrees.
You got 87 fucking degrees. So I'm pretty sure you can barely fucking talk, to be honest, if that's the case.
But like, so it's just a matter of like not over editing where you lose the vibe or what you were saying or any of that. So there's a fine line.
Well, I believe it's coming up to the time where the people need to hear why they're here. So I'm getting ready to leave this stage momentarily.
Wait, before you do, here's a question.
What?
Am I going towards my book or am I going towards drip?
This is your feature.
I'm going to do both. I just don't know which order.
I wonder if anybody in the comments, if anybody heard me that's listening, please type in the comments to say, he said this your damn feature.
Fine, whatever, go away. I'm gonna start political and switch over. I want to write a poem written with no, dripping with 3-syllable words and such great imagery just to prove that I can master both, that I am more verbose than my typical verse suggests. I want my words to evoke pictographs that tickle and stimulate your cerebrum, persuading you to align your thinking with mine, even if only for a moment, as my balladry inspires one synapses to spark critical thought. But I fear that the ramifications of descending too deeply into hyperbole will steer us towards analogy-filled dead ends, missing opportunities for proper understanding of my phraseology or parlance into my particular truths. I mean, after all, the 2 shortest sentences in the English language are often misinterpreted. The first is the shortest of them. No. No is a complete sentence whose definition is often skewed, warped, and contorted into the next shortest sentence. Yes. Opposing definitions, but often mixed to the benefit of the hopeful or more so determined beneficiary. Case in point, I said no. I said no. Using the word to be the negative answer to a request to simply state the requester was not to get their way. I said no, like many before and after, but it mutated and translated itself into yes in the ears of the receiver. I said no again and again and again, and even followed that with the action of using full force to make space between us two, but somehow no repeatedly morphed into yes as it entered into his ear canal. And since all he could hear was yes, after a sequence of no's, after much duress, I finally said the same. So, if the shortest sentence could be so misunderstood, why obfuscate my message with mixed metaphors, leaving things to the recipient's interpretation? Especially when the shortest sentence that should not be easy to blur seems quite obscure. I'd love to write a poem with big words, but there's just too much at stake to leave the understanding in the hands of fate. So that's my favorite poem. I guess I'm gonna do my standard. There's so many things in here. I'm gonna try not to read it because I actually have this memorized. I used to have that one memorized, but that was 2019. In high school, a pigeon shitted on me. Actually, in high school, several pigeons shitted on me sleep while in high school. I had an early morning class that made me pass under a flock of pigeons right on time for their morning movements. And they didn't give a damn that I was simply a studious student headed downtown to school. They targeted me like they were practicing for varsity. Pigeons 5, me 0. I can still recall the unforgettable impact of their poop plopping upon me. Shit. They even got me on my face. Smack on my face. Strangers stared strangely as I tried to wipe away the disrespect. They disrespected me constantly, which kind of makes sense. It was probably payback for all those times that I ran up on their flocks just to make them fly, just to make them scared, and just to see them at ill ease. I was that kid that was unafraid of pigeons and who didn't realize pigeons had no fears either. They were unfazed by little me or teen me. They be unbothered by us, which is probably why most of us hate pigeons. They keep taking space that we keep thinking is ours to claim. They're gaining space as our loss, and we hate that. If you Google pigeons, you'll find 15 ways to get them out of your yard or 9 ways to poison them and not other birds. Pigeons, therefore, get no respect. They are flying rats, or such miscreants deserve only our refuse. But pigeons have been given a bad rap. Pigeons are thought to be dumb, but they're smarter than most. Thought to be a modern problem, but they've been the answer for centuries. And they are blamed for causing disease, but they can identify them before it spread. Pigeons have been marked for extinction, but they were forcibly brought here, domesticated, used as pawns in war, on Wall Street, in races, for mail, for entertainment. They were good. Then they were good for nothing. Nothing, not one single thing were they good for except taking blame, and I can't help but wonder why. Was it their gray feathers? Their shadowy hue? Was it? What was it? If we stop calling them pigeons and use their other name, rock doves, if we acknowledge that they too are doves, would they be loved more? Seen, be invited to the wedding, given a seat at the table, be fed more than scraps, seen as pure as symbols of peace? Will we finally acknowledge the promise embedded in their beautiful coats? If we changed, if you changed, will their lives finally matter? Boom. I'm going to stop there.
One more time, everybody. This Dara Kalima. I never looked at pigeons like that. Like I never like that. When the piece first started, I was like, huh. You know, I know a guy who had a poem about squirrels, and I was like, huh. But then as I listened to both pieces, I was like, oh, there's a much deeper fucking meaning to this. Oh,
But you know, it's funny. Depending who's reading it or hearing it, they only hear pigeons.
I heard black people.
Absolutely.
I heard black people.
But there's some people who only hear pigeons and they will engage me in a whole conversation after I performed that piece about pigeons. And I'm like, this is not about pigeons.
Oh, I can see that right now. You know, I had a pigeon problem in my yard too. Like motherfuckers just kept coming up there eating my damn squirrel feeds.
The amount of people who sit there and talk about pigeons make me laugh. But then, like, me and my roommate from college, whenever she sees me perform this poem, like, she wants me to perform it every time she's in my audience. And she is like my stan. She's always in the audience for me. But she will sit there and watch the audience. And I watch the audience when I do it just to see who gets it and when they get it. Because they're all like, pigeon pooed if it pooped on you. Like the whole energy shifts when they finally get where I'm going. I mean, and it's both true.
Black I've been cheated on by a pigeon, so that part caught me immediately. Like downtown Houston, on my way to a job interview, and I could swear it was like a little midget up there. If I'm not supposed to say the word midget, I'm sorry. I'm an 80s baby, but it felt like it was a grown up. who took the shit on me. Like,
well, here's the thing. We never see baby pigeons. I don't know if you know that. We never see baby pigeons. They are hidden until they look like an adult. So you really have to look at them closely to see if it's an adult or not. And the thing that's really the main marker is their eyes. The eyes change color when they're adult versus being a kid. But when they're baby and they're tiny, we don't ever see them. They're hidden.
I don't stay with it yet. I'm not gonna get close enough to ask him if he grown. He ain't like he can go buy me no bottle or nothing. I'm gonna let him do his thing. You know, whether he a teenager or a grown ass bird. Canadian geese are the reason why I don't trust no birds. Like, those are the most violent birds. Man, those violent birds, bro. And they don't have any fucking fear about nothing. About absolutely nothing, that I hate it. And if you hit one of them, you're going to jail.
And their poop, for some reason, makes me so disturbed. Like, don't ask me why. That was random.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go Google their poop because I need to understand.
I mean, it's like this big, but it's like not mushy, but it's big and it like almost blends in with the grass, so most people don't notice it. But I'm like, oh, it's poop everywhere we're going. Like,
that's funny as shit to me. I've never I forgot those birds even take the shit. Like, I forgot. I just know they mean as hell.
And in New York City, there is not Governor's Island, is Roosevelt Island. Not Roosevelt Island, that's another island. The other island that I'm thinking of is not coming to me.
We're not going to go into this conversation yet about the fucking islands in New York.
We're not going to go into that at all. But on the other island, on Randall's Island, I used to do the Avon walk, and so we would sleep overnight on the island. But when I was crew, I knew what that ground looked like before people got on it. And so when I was sleeping, I'm like, put the extra barrier between us and the tent. And I couldn't walk into the grass without my shoes. And then we had to remove everything that people didn't leave. And I was like, I don't want that job. I don't want to walk through that field at all. Because there's goose poop everywhere. But anyway.
Nope. I'm not a bird CNA. I'm not dealing with the shit. So we are pretty much at the halfway point, but, rather somewhat. And it is time for our soundbite artist of the week. So we have somebody that we are both very familiar with. We have their video up here. And I was told that I have to say her name in a certain way. So I'm going to attempt to do this properly. So everybody, please sit back, relax, and get ready to enjoy the beautiful, sultry sounds of Miss Tina, baby. Let's get it.
Hey, would you be upset if I told you we weren't going to the party together tonight?
Nah, babe. What you got going on? What we doing?
I mean, I'm going to the party, but shit, just not with you.
Okay. What do you mean?
I mean, things been rough with us lately, and I think, it's not a better time than right now to tell you this, that we're not going together.
So, this what we doing? Like, if you ain't going with me, then who you going with? You going with old girl Ashley?
I mean, it shouldn't really matter who I'm going with. Just know, we not going together. I mean, it's over between me and you.
I mean, but since when though? Because, I thought we was good. We 5 years into this thing and, we've been rocking, and then all of a sudden here you come with this?
I'm just saying, we've been rocky for a while. This shouldn't be a shocker to you. You know what I mean? I just ain't want to keep dragging you along in this. I just feel like it should just be over. We need to end this right now.
Oh, so that's what we doing. Okay, so I see you trying to flex right now. Is that what you're doing? You flexing?
I mean, if that's what you want to call it.
You say that I be flexing. 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 Well, let me get this dead weight up off flexing, the flexing. Boy, you say that I be flexing, flexing, the flexing, yeah. You say that I be flexing. Well, let me ask this question. Why you so pressing when I seen your ex-text message? Why you so concerned with who all I met entertain? Did you remember my name when I seen you in her face? Now why would I give you another chance to do what you wanna do, to have your cake and eat it too? Boy, you're so lame, boy, it's a shame that you think you can play these kind of games. Move it to the left, move it to the right. Don't even try to convince me to let you stay the night. Sick and tired of your mess, we'll do what I do best. Nothing about you changed, so it's time for me to show you how. You say that I be flexing. Well, let me get this dead weight up off my chest. And the way I'm curving is problems, it ain't no stressing. If you wanna leave, then leave, no second guessing. Guessing, cause I'm flexing, flexing, the flexing. Boy, you say that I be flexing, flexing, the flexing, yeah. Explain something to me. I'm curious to see how old girl gon' act when she find out you're chasing me. You're wasting all your time, you're no longer mine. You're free to go do as you please, like Mary J, I'm just fine. There's nothing you can say that I haven't heard before. It's the same old routine, you lie so much that gets a chore. Hey, I need more. As a woman, I need more. Love me, respect me, and make me feel secure. There's no need for me to be the one to cater to your needs. There was no reciprocity. I was your girl, you were my world, but you still decided to cheat. You say that I be flexing. Well, let me get this dead weight up off my chest. And the way I'm curving these problems, it ain't no stressing. If you wanna leave, then leave, no second guessing. Guessing, cause I'm flexing, flexing, the flexing. Boy, you say that I be flexing, flexing, the flexing, yeah. Okay, bruh, you might as well face it. Do I need to copy and paste it? Make it plain for you to see that there is no more you and me. Real talk. Now let me state real facts. I was the one who had your back. I held you down, boost to the ground, but still to stop you from creeping around. I let you back in once. You're thinking that it would be different. Needed you to be consistent, but I still felt you drifting. If you fool me once, it's a shame on you. And if you fool me twice, it's a shame on me. Won't give another opportunity for you to woo me, then play me. Yeah, right, okay. It's the same song of excuses, and you get no replay. There's nothing left to do that'll make me change my mind. You did the crime, now do the time, if you excuse me. It's flexing. You say that I be flexing. Don't let me get this dead weight up off my chest. And the way I'm curving these problems, it ain't no stressing. If you wanna leave, then leave, no second guessing. Guessing, cause I'm flexing, flexing, the flexing. Boy, you say that I be flexing, flexing, the flexing, yeah.
That was flexing by the incredible, the beautiful, the super talented Miss Stina, baby. Man, I love her, man. How you felt about that one there, Dar?
It was like, you saw me right that this is dope. I was in a whole vibe. I didn't even realize we were coming back.
Like, I was sitting over here, like, you know what? I've seen this video now about I'm already fanboy now. I've watched this video about 4 or 5 times. Like, I was back here I'm damn near going with the words. And it's like, I know it's a video, and I know videos are scripts. Like, I get all of that. But that nigga idiot. Like, I don't, that nigga's an idiot. I do not, I don't know who the fuck Ashley is, but I don't like that hoe. Like, I don't know who she is.
No, for sure. Oh, is it okay if we don't go? I mean, I'm still gonna go. And the thing is that people do that.
Like, what? Like, almost respect his boldness to like walk up on this woman and to say what he said. Like as soon as he said, I'm going, but I ain't going with you, numbers, but I ain't going with you. And then you saw what she was doing, and she stopped and she gave this look right then. He should have said, I'm just playing. Like that should have told you right then, hey man.
I mean, he's playing with his life because if she had a curling iron in her hand, if this conversation happened in the kitchen,
what? She gonna go bang, bang, bang. For one more time, if anybody want to check that out, man, go on YouTube. Please look her up. I think her YouTube was sliding off. Support her music. Stina, baby, love you, love you, love you. Thank you for allowing me to play your videos. And I'm pretty sure there'll be other videos later on down the line. Random ass question, Dara. Here's your first random ass question that has absolutely nothing to do with nothing. Ready?
lay it on me.
If you had to describe your sex life using the title of a poem, a book, or a movie, what would it be? I've asked somebody this question at work just to see how to go over. These motherfuckers told me gone in 60 seconds.
I mean, like my brain. Oh, word. I have a book right in front of me here. Self-Care for Black Women.
Oh, that's masturbation. That's what's up. You have no idea how much I want to jump in that rabbit hole right now. It's just you have no Black
That's
Rose.
a private conversation, sir. That's between besties, not the whole world. But
Kill a mockingbird? That's diabolical, Black Rose. Oh man. All right. Yeah, that's a conversation we definitely gonna have. Trust and believe that one.
Yeah, but it's funny because I have a bookshelf right in front of me, and I was like, which one of these titles fit? Oh, Self-Care for Black Women. Yeah,
that's limitless. Again, that's one of them things I want to jump in a rabbit hole about. I'm like,
you know, I was Marielle. I almost said 28 weeks later, and I was like, nope, that's too recent. Anyway, enough said. Next question.
All right. So back to the question.
Unhinged.
What's a poem or a poet or both, if you want to tell us both, that made you feel seen for the first time? I knew I was gonna get one to get you to thinking. I knew it. I have succeeded in my mission. I'm gonna get cussed out by Yoshi. I know it.
I mean, you created a dead silence for sure, because I So this is a silly answer because I really want to go into like Langston Hughes or, Stacey Ann Chen, because Stacey Ann Chen really did something for me. But Shel Silverstein, Melinda May, is the first poem I ever memorized. And there's something about that. Keep trying. She ate the whole whale. I literally recited the poem to my coworker a couple of weeks ago because it's been in my head since I was 9. But I will also say, is it a bedtime story or a children's story by Slick Rick? Thank you. Because one, he mentions my block in it. So depending how you listen to the song, he mentions my corner. And that's how I fell in love with hip hop, even though I'm not a hip hop head. That was like the song. But I love storytellers. And that song and Peaceful Journey by Heavy D are the first 2 songs I memorized. And I mean like legit, not Peaceful Journey, Letter to the Future, but it's on the Peaceful Journey album. I said, and when I looked at both songs, I was like, yo, neither one of these have choruses. They ain't got no hook. They got nothing. Like they ain't doing. They just straight telling you a story and you hanging on.
And that being said,
mm-hmm.
Would you consider storytelling hip hop artists spoken word artists?
No.
Uh-oh, we have controversy. Now, so tell me why, because I know some hip hop heads that would definitely disagree with you.
I mean, I think we're all in the same family of craft.
Okay.
I think we're all in the same family of craft. I think a lot of our competitive spoken word, like our slam, is very much tied to hip hop and its culture and the way in which we deliver the beat, the rhythm, the hitting, at least within the Black world of slam, right? We're not talking about beat poets and all that other stuff. So there's a heavy influence. And they're doing some stuff that regular poets ain't even realizing it, with the assonance and the consonants and double entendre and all the things that they're putting into their work that new poets don't even realize that they're doing because they built it off of hip hop, but they don't understand what they're doing, right? But it's music. It is a different, like, there's a repetition that has to be there often, like I just said, Slick Rick, Heavy D, but like generally there's some type of chorus or something that's happening, a reprise in it. There's some other level of skill that comes with that craft that is not the same as this craft.
Okay. So
But people can go between it, because like one of my favorite poets, when I say my favorite poets, I'm listing 3 people right now. Okay. I'm listing Hattress, I'm listing Leah, and I'm listing yours truly. And so that said, Hattress does both. Hattress is like one of the dopest poets right now, at least in New York, that I know personally. You can't tell me nothing bad about Hattress, because I'm gonna fight you. Like I'm not gonna believe you because I know Hattress. But he slips between regular poetry and hip hop all the time now. But he does them like they're different entities, but he has the skill to do both. Not everyone has the skill to do both.
All right, so I'm a humble person when it comes down to me being an artist. I don't think I'm a shit poet. I really think I'm actually fucking dope to an extent.
You are.
Thank you. But it's like when it comes down to like I watch battle rap a lot. Like I love to watch the URL. A big fan of Charlie Clips, and I feel like there's some of those guys who I feel can get on a stage, like a slam stage, and really show up and show out. And then I think there's some of them who's just good for the battle rap type of scene. And it took me a long time to like finally get to that in my head, because I've always felt like, well, growing up not knowing too much about poetry, I felt like, hell, you can put these words together. That's a poem. The only difference is you got music behind it. Like, nah, that shit's different. Because I try to write raps and shit, and the writing portion of it is like, oh, cool. But then it comes down to like actually trying to sit on that beat in that way. It's like, man, that's a whole different type of monster.
And here's the other thing. Hip hop artists who are not poets don't know how to. I saw that. That was all shade, but I know how y'all two do, so I won't get into that one. But like hip hop artists who can't slide into poetry, or even some slam folks who are very much raised in hip hop, cannot break away from the beat, the meter, the there's a sound and harshness. Like, so my mentor, who passed away a year and a half ago, when I first met him, I performed for him in his workshop we were in, and he was like, "Oh, so you come from theater?" And then someone else performed. He's like, "Oh, you're a dancer." And like you can hear it. And I've been trying to hone my ear, and I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer to identifying where people's influences are coming from based upon that. And it's because there is a way in which we deliver, because there's a history. Like everything I said about how I perform, that's theatrical. And I'm not like your theatrical poet per se. I know some other people who are really like theatrical, but the skills that I'm using from my theater background and what's getting me to perform well. And it comes down to like when your hip hop has such a strong definition of how it goes and how it's defined and how it flows, that people who are really influenced by that can't have a hard time breaking from that. They have a hard time not keeping meter, because even though we all have an internal rhythm and every poem has a rhythm, sometimes jacking up that rhythm is the whole point, or like you don't have to rhyme, but hip hop is very much into assonance and consonants. You're hearing, they're playing with your ears so you feel it. And then so people get stuck in rhyming, but they still rhyming bat, cat, black. I mean, like they don't, you know what I mean? And so they don't get out of that because they're so stuck in that way. And I think that's why it is not a skill that everyone can go between two. And they're different, but they're cousins.
Okay, I can take that because I got some cousins I like. I got some cousins I don't too. And I know some of y'all watching this show. I just try to understand. I still don't like you. I love you because you're family, but I don't like you. That's just it. What it is.
This is why I love you. This is why you're my bestie.
So what is something that you wish more people understood about poetry? Before you answer that, the reason why I asked that question is, as a person who loves movies, Love Jones is I love the movie. As a poet, I fucking hate that movie because it's like everybody seems to think that that's all that poetry is. So it's like, oh, it's so irritating. So like, hey, like they call me poet everywhere out here. Like even at my job, my name tag at work says poet. So I'll get the question, "Oh, you do poetry like Love Jones?" And it's like there's so much more to it.
And the scene isn't even like Love Jones unless you're doing it's just whatever. Continue.
So what's something you wish people like understood more about poetry?
That it is hard work. Like you said, people put rhymes together and think they wrote something. There's so much, and like, so I think you've heard me say this, and I don't say this publicly very often because I teach poetry and all that other stuff, and I come from an arts education background. So, but I think all art should be accessible to people, and all people should be able to use arts in order to express themselves. I spent a lot of my years up until 21 singing. What I will not do is sing other than a happy birthday song, because I know my lane. I know my voice is actually damaged. But besides that fact, I know my lane. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm Stina. I done lost my mind if I thought I could do that. Not my lane. I will sing in my cubicle. I will sing in the shower. I will sing in my house, and I will sing you happy birthday. End of it. So I think people don't know that just because you did the craft that you're not, or that you appreciate the craft or you enjoy it or you love when I really am singing, I'm doing the whole singing from the diaphragm and all the breathing and the right position of your head, because this is actually a really bad one, all of that. But ain't my lane. So people need to learn their lane. They need to learn that just because you rhyme something together don't mean it's that great. You know how many people do haiku? There's a whole movement of haiku. You know how many of them are good?
They're pretty dope.
But so there's some people who are dope, but also there are people who don't even know the real definition of a haiku. They don't know the history of a haiku. They don't know the different ways in which a haiku goes, and they force their haiku, so they're actually missing the feel that comes from a haiku. And most of them are saying haiku when it's a senru, even though they're the same thing, but they're not. So all of that, people don't there's knowledge tied to it. There's a history and tradition tied to it. I am like, who's your favorite people? Even if I don't know your favorite people, you got to be built on somebody else. You ain't just make this craft up.
True.
So where are you getting this from? Who taught you poetry? Who instructed you? Who did you study? Who are you so obsessed with that you know their work like that?
Malcolm Jamal Warner.
I feel that. But I feel that. But the whole thing of there's so much to do to make poetry good. And it's also not scary as people think it is. But even the most simple poem is probably got layers to it, because there's a craft to it. And that is the thing I wish people knew, that there is work. And then, so therefore, because of that, pay me.
Say it again.
Pay me
Need
now.
everybody to hear that. You will pay a rapper, you gonna pay singers, damn it, pay poets. Shit.
I know there's a lot of us, but not a lot of us actually put the time and energy and focus into the craft to make it what makes you want to hear it. And I think people need to know their lanes, but there's a lot of work to writing. Even a haiku is not easy to write. And that's why I tell you most of them are terrible, because most people think they are. And they're wrong.
Yeah, I thought I was good at haikus until I met somebody who was good at haikus.
See?
And I realized that this shit is a lot. It's a short poem, but it's hard as fuck. Like, you got to know cut lines and all like that. It's hard. It's easy to follow the syllable instructions. It's hard to tell a story with 3 fucking lines.
But that's the thing. That's even the part of the problem. Western haiku has syllable requirements.
Yeah.
English does not translate to the same way that Japanese does. So even sticking to 575 is unnatural, because we don't have the same, we have articles in our words, in our sentences. We use a lot of extra words that Japanese language doesn't have. So they can stick to that syllable count. We have thes, us, ours, all of these other things that fill in and take our syllable count. So that's why I really love the 3 simple lines. How simple can you get your 3 lines? And how hard can it hit all at the same time?
I got one more question to ask you before I let you grace the stage one more time.
Yes, bestie. What's up?
What advice would you give to another poet who writes but haven't yet touched the mic but wants to?
If they want to, then just go do it. Go find somewhere safe. So here's this rule, right? There's 3 places every poet should be. They should have a home where they're comfortable, where they can workshop, where they do whatever. They should have or an easy space that'll make you feel good. So I'm gonna do it backwards. 1, you need an easy space where if you get on that stage, they're gonna love you and you're gonna feel good about yourself so that you keep going with your craft. 2, you need a home, one in which people will support you but also push you. And then 3, you need to be in a space where you are the worst one there, because now you got goals. But go do it, because otherwise that mic ain't gonna just land in your lap. Ain't nobody gonna know you want to perform unless you actually go and do it. And you know what? The more you get on the mic, the better you will get. The more you're in the space, the better you will get. If you're not stealing, but you're stealing like a poet, because those are 2 different things.
I heard the advice of the community poet. I'm going to leave off this area one more time and give you the stage. The stage is yours.
Be my jazz band orchestra. Play me a complex symphony accompanied with a lyrical masterpiece. Sing to me some back phrasing melodies that make me arch my spine while hanging on your every word. I need you to make sober me swoon drunkenly with your tunes, taking us both out of ourselves, our souls floating with the stars. Be my jazz-filled star tonight. Blow me over with your skillful sax and fastidiously finger every one of my buttons until I along with you. Then pick and pluck and plink each and every one of my strings. Make me make sounds with an amplified bass that I never thought possible. And then tease me with how you run your fingers over my keys. And when ready, give me that big, long, solid, sliding trombone. Make it and me moan and then move it back and forth ever so skillfully. creating a great, euphoric, time-losing melody, and if so inspired beat of racing rhythm into my drum set, slapping the skin seductively, pleasingly. Please me with your musical expertise, bringing us to crescendos that end with us breathing like a breathy clarinet. Tonight, out here on this musical atmosphere, be my favorite jazz experience, one that makes me savor every single note, measure, tune, harmony, and musical moments. And to remember, I requested that you not only serenade me, but you do so with a symphony. Therefore, there must be at least 4 movements and motions to this moment we are creating. So play to me and play with me all evening and then night, not stopping until early morning. Let's get so caught up in these consuming complex melodies until the sun brings us back from the stars, laying us out on this planet's beds, basking in how your tunes took us away. Baby, I beg you, please work all of those musical skills on me. Make me feel it in my entire body. Deplete your jazz in me while bringing me to ecstasy again and again and again and again and be my masterfully musical, mesmerizingly memorable jazz band orchestra, playing a private, seductively satisfying symphony just for me. Baby, please. Tonight, in this moment, touch me. Please, right now, hold me softly. No, smother me. Let me hide in your arms, then explore me, study me, all the parts. Fuck the obvious. Touch the parts most forgotten. Let your fingertips feast on my mahogany gluttonously. Rub your love into my dermis until I feel it deeper in me. Make my insides beg for your touch too. Touch me so intimately that my G-spot feels your presence just with a graze of your hand on my face. Rub fingers across my thirsty lips before exploring the pier by my hips. Touch me. I need you to touch me tenderly, lovingly. Baby, please let me lose my body in your consoling touch. I know we said we would stop doing this because we should not be doing this, but our preferred room is already booked. And look, I tried not thinking of you and me in a sea of soaking sheets, but us is my favorite fantasy. So why not do this again? I'd say just one more time, but even this time will include a few times. So let's forget time and enjoy how we do when we rendezvous. You know, I hunger for you and your skillful lips between my steamy hips. And would you be so kind as to massage my dome, massage my scalp as I moisturize your dome? Just a thought makes me want to softly moan. Let me make you moan. Can we just get to doing this? Doesn't mean standing this close, smelling this delicious, feel hard to say no to. It's so hard for you, right? And besides, the line was crossed so long ago. Let me place my legs across your core. Let's explore with no boundaries, giving in to the sexual tension our bodies need release from that only we can release each other from by releasing it from each other. Are you ready to release your most primal emotions with me? Would you interlock my locks in your stern fingers while you pump your powerfully potent potion of passion into me, or squeeze my neck as you declare your stigmatizing dominance over all parts of this body you discreetly and seductively tattooed? Let's not think of this encounter as taboo. It's what we were destined to do. You know you want this. You know, I need it. Let there be no more not supposed to between our bodies. Come, press your luscious lips here. Rest your burdens under that pile of clothes. And let's get to doing this. Poem. Thank you for having me. And that last one was after your poem, of course.
Glass is foggy and shit.
I'm sorry, bestie. I behave.
Oh, no, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. I welcome the Valkyrie. Oh, man. So please let everybody know where they can follow your pen. If you have anything coming up, let it be known right now.
So I'm Dara Kalima. That's my name everywhere. Just Google it. You will find me on Instagram under Dara Kalima. You'll find me on Blue Sky under Dara Kalima. You'll find me on Threads under Dara Kalima. My website is darakalima.com. And you know what's interesting? On my website, you can buy a copy of It Is Abnormal to Ban Poetry, which is hilariously came out on July 4th. Because everything we're in right now is abnormal. And the first poems you heard are in this book. So, yeah, find me everywhere, darakalima.com. If you buy it from my website, I will sign it for you. It may take a little while to get to you, but I will do that because I know we're still avoiding another website that sells a lot of books. So you can just come directly to me and we make it happen. So that's me. Thank you for having me, bestie. I love you so much.
I love you too. Thank you so much. We're going to drop you down off stage real quick, go through the finals, and this be it. Love you. Oh, man. Before we get up out of here, man, let me let it back. Where'd it go? Here we go. Thank you. That's why I love it. So tonight's episode, these are some of our sponsors. Everybody, please pay special attention to Pretty and Puff's hair growth oil. You can reach Shanika Freeman on Facebook at Shanikafreemannbl. That's her Instagram and her Facebook. And you can also email her at beautyspeakstoinspire@gmail.com and get your bottle of the Pretty and Puff's hair growth oil. Also, tomorrow, make sure you tune in to Poppy's Poetry Corner, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is my motherfucking sister, man, and she got one of the hottest shows out. So remember, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, Poppy's Poetry Corner. Y'all meet me on the corner. So before we close completely, y'all, man, I want to once again send a deep, heartfelt thank you to the brilliant Dara Kalima for sharing her words, her journey, her truth, her laughter, everything with us tonight, man. Your presence reminds us that the page is powerful, but the stage can be transformational. To every poet listening right now who's been holding their poems in journals, on napkins, tucked between text messages, and this might be your sign. Your voice matters. Your story deserves to be heard, and that mic is not just for the loudest. It's for the realest. You don't have to be polished. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. Your pen, your passion, and your purpose. So here's a few affirmations you can carry with you. Just my words are worthy of being heard. Fear may ride with me, but it does not drive me. The stage is not just for performers. It's for truth tellers. I am not too quiet. I am not too late. I am ready. Keep writing, keep pushing, and when you're ready, bring that fire to the mic, and we'll be waiting on you. Join us next week on Pentelectual Conversations for more dope poetry, deep dialogue, and unapologetically real energy. I'm Paul Cram the Poet. We out.
Thank you for vibing with us. We hope tonight's conversation inspired a creative spark in you. So go out and show the world who you really are. And we'll see you next time on Pentelectual Conversations.